Awesome. Alrighty, I'm going to get started. Welcome everyone to the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event with us. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Carolinas. Now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, Hofstra.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm Andrea Nadler from Hofstra University, and I'm a Hofstra graduate. Hofstra is my happy place. We are located just 25 miles to the east of New York City, which is a 40-minute train ride. We are located in central Nassau County of Long Island. For any of you who are familiar with our area, you might have seen a hockey game at the Nassau Coliseum. You might have gone to Jones Beach or shopped at the Roosevelt Field Mall. One of the key things I'd like you to know about Hofstra is that we have all the suburban amenities and a traditional peaceful campus right next door to all the urban opportunities right next door to us, which is so exciting. Could you tell that I'm from Brooklyn, New York? I probably do have a New York accent. I was born and raised in the area. We are a medium-sized university with just over 6,000 undergraduate students and an average class size of 21. So we have all of the best of both worlds, close to the city, in the suburbs, small classes, but a medium-sized and very dynamic campus life that is 24/7. We offer 165 academic programs of study, ranging from accounting to Africana studies, chemistry to the classics, education to engineering, film to finance, political science to public relations, and everything in between. We have the Northwell Health Partnership. So a couple of years ago, we built a medical school, and we've had many, many health professions coming about since then, including our new nursing program that just opened up this fall. We've hosted presidential debates in 2008, 12, and 16, so you may be familiar with our name from that. And over the last 10 years, I've seen a ginormous increase in the number of students who are interested in computer science and engineering, and we have developed co-op opportunities for those students. We are a dynamic campus 24/7, as you heard me say, with over 220 clubs and organizations. We have Division I sports, many students who are dedicated to community service. We have a Greek life, we have a dance team, a cheer team, professional clubs, social clubs, you name it, cultural, ethnic, and religious organizations are all here. Club teams, in addition to our Division I, as well as intramural sports, heck, we even have esports. So whatever kind of campus life experience you're looking for, you should be able to find it at Hofstra. About 82% of our first-year students choose to live here. Students live in comfortable suite-style accommodations with private lounges and bathrooms if they choose. They can choose living learning communities. We also have high-rise setups. So for students who want to be in a double or a triple room, we have that as well. We are very big on experiential learning due to our location, and 71% of our students will complete at least one internship. Many will do more. And because we have our very popular majors are in business, technology, media, health, and education, this is a snapshot of some of those particular internships at some of the more reputable and recognizable, impressive names of companies and organizations that our students have worked with. And we're very proud to say that we will help them get where they want to go. We are very proud to share these statistics with you. And the newest statistic this year is that 71% of the students who graduated in May were able to find employment within 3 months of graduation. So we're very happy to say that our students graduate with a plan. Many of them graduate into a job, and yet others do choose to go to graduate school, and we will help them get there. The average GPA among our admitted students is a 92 or a 3.7 on a 4.0 scale. And while we've been test optional for 8 years now, the majority of students who send us their standardized test scores have a score in the range of 1140 to 1330 or 25 to 32 on the ACT. We super score all of the exams, putting students in the best light. And although we go on rolling admission near the end of the year, winter through spring, the first steps are to apply for early action for those who want a decision in 30 days. And our first deadline will be November 15th. This is a non-binding early action program. These students will hear back from us of their admission decision and their scholarship notification by the middle of December. Those students who may miss that deadline for whatever reason may choose to take a later SAT or having a great senior year and want us to see evidence of that. They may choose to apply for round 2 of early action by December 15th. They will be notified of their admission decision and scholarship in the middle of January. We are very proud to say that 97% of this fall's new students got some scholarships and grants. And while we certainly plan to offer lots and lots of gift money through the FAFSA, we also are committed to considering all students who apply, whether they send us a test score or not, for a merit scholarship ranging from a few $1,000s a year to over $33,000 annually. We encourage every single student to file their FAFSA because as a private institution, we're looking to discount the rate significantly through our grant program. And we encourage every student to search for outside scholarships on their own on fastweb.com. We hope that you'll consider looking at us a little more closely, either by taking a virtual tour or planning a visit in person. We do have tours 6 days a week and some weeks 7. This is my contact information, and I certainly do hope that you will feel free to keep in touch with me long after this presentation has concluded. It's been a pleasure giving you a general overview so far, and I look forward to communicating with you and your family directly from here on. I will look forward to hearing our next speaker.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass it off to Nova Southeastern University.
Thank you so much. Can you guys see my screen okay? Awesome. Thank you so much, Chelsea. So my name is Julia Severance. I am the admissions counselor for Nova Southeastern University. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to learn a little bit more about the institutions today. Just to give you a really brief overview of NSU, we did originally start off as a doctoral program, then we moved into the master's program, and then officially at the undergrad level. So we have a really unique academic timeline. So we do have 20,000 students on our main campus here in sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but altogether of that 20,000 students, only 6,000 of them are undergrad students. So you're not going to feel like a number at NSU. It's a very small community. In fact, our average class size is about 17, but I've seen it anywhere from 5 to 30, depending on the class that you are taking and the time that you are taking that class. Another really great thing about the community here at NSU is you will have an academic and career coach for all 4 years that you are an undergrad student here, not only helping you with picking your classes, but also helping you pick internships, helping you create a portfolio, and really just being that helping hand throughout your 4 years as an undergrad so that you can be successful to land the job that you want after you graduate with us. So diversity is another really big one here at NSU. All 50 states are represented on our campus, as well as over 115 different countries as well, which is incredible. Research is also something that we prioritize here on our main campus. We do have over 150 different research projects in all different fields. I've seen research in marine science, medical, dentistry, education, and law. So any research that and students are interested, definitely going to be a really important stop here at NSU to come see for yourself. And lastly, we are just highly ranked on US News and the WSJ as well. So we have quite a few different areas of study for students to take advantage of. The ones that you see on the screen here are some of our biggest departments on campus, but we do have over 50 different degree options for students that can be combined with double majors, double minors, concentrations. A number of our students are double majors and double minors, so they are exceptional in the academia realm and are definitely setting the standard for our incoming freshmen this upcoming fall. So I do want to talk a little bit about the Oceans of Opportunity at NSU. One thing that we require for all of our undergrad students is something called XL units. And the reason we require them is not to make your life hard, but to actually prepare you for the real world. And there's many ways that students can get XL units. One of them is being internships. We do have over 1,000 every year for our students. You can also get them through study abroad or travel study are also really good ways to earn these units. And then also just sitting down with our coach advisors, our academic and career coach advisors, or sitting down and conducting research on campus are also a really, really great way to earn XL units. Right now, we do have an oceanographic center that's just 30 minutes south of us on our main campus, where they're currently doing coral reef restoration and anti-cancer cell therapy as we speak. So definitely a lot going on here at NSU. We also have a lot to do, not only in just the surrounding South Florida area, but on campus as well. We do have 16 NCAA Division II teams here at NSU. We also have over 130 different clubs and organizations, and our participation rate is so high here at NSU because, again, it's so easy to get involved. And if you can't find something that you want to be involved in, you can always start your own club or organization. All it takes is 6 students and an advisor to oversee that club, and you're good to go. And we are also highly ranked on niche.com for best college campuses in America. One of the cool perks that I personally love at NSU is we have a shuttle that will take students to and from the beach, Walmart, and Publix, as they are an undergrad student here, as well as the downtown Fort Lauderdale area. So you don't have to worry about a car on campus, but you are more than welcome to bring a car on campus. It's not going to charge you. They're not going to charge you for anything. You will just have to register your vehicle with us. So I do want to talk a little bit about location since we are pretty far away from up north. We are about 15 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale Beach, 1 hour away from the Florida Keys, and 3 hours away from the second happiest place on the planet, NSU being the first, of course, and Disney being the second. Since we are in South Florida, does get pretty hot, but our average temperature is 77. If you're from Florida, that's a little bit too cold for us. And then we also have over 2,000 community service events that happen. Most of them are beach cleanups because our students that just love going to the beach and will give any excuse to go to the beach. But we have a number of other things that give back to our community as well. So when students are applying to NSU, they're always asking questions about what we're looking for. One of the things that I always say when we're looking at applications for students is we like to see students with A's and B's. They've taken AP, honors, and IB courses. They're academically driven. We do have about 14,000 applicants every year for NSU. From that population, we do have about 1,700 that do come onto our campus every year. We are not requiring test scores for this upcoming year. However, we do have a mid-range that you see on the screen here. But if you do fall below or above that range, please don't let it hesitate you from applying. And then most of our students do come from Florida from the application process. 36 are out of state and 6% are international. And then we also have a very large transfer population as well that we include here at NSU. So just a couple deadlines that I want to talk about really quickly. We do have 3 different applications. You can either do the application on our Shark Select app, which is on our website, or the common application. But the first one, which is early decision, is a binding application. So that's basically stating that you will be attending NSU. And then we have our early action, which is non-binding, which I highly recommend for students, and then our regular decision. So all we need is that application, official transcripts, test scores if you're sending them, and a letter of rec, and that is all you need to complete your application. So if you're interested in seeing NSU, definitely come down to Florida to take a visit. We are doing both in-person and virtual tours. So also feel free to follow us on social media and use our hashtag as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. American College Dublin is up next.
Thanks, Chelsea. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Healy, and I am the College Admissions Advisor from the American College Dublin. We also call it ACD in shorthand. We are located in the heart of Dublin, Ireland. So yes, we are a study abroad option for you all. But I just love to start out the presentation with this picture because I think it gives a really great representation of Dublin as a city as a whole. So as you can see, there's plenty of restaurants, stores, pubs, libraries, like a lot of different places and nooks and crannies to explore. So it has tons going on, but you can also still feel that very like intimate feeling within the city. So it's not so overwhelming and it still has that sense of community. And I think as a city, it does a really great job balancing out those two things. And then if you bring your viewpoint to the back of the photo, you will see St. Anne's Church. And that is where we hold our formal graduation ceremony. So that's something for you all to look forward to a little further down the road. So we are an Irish American university, which means we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies from both Ireland and the US through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland and then the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. And this means two things for you as a student. One, it just means that your degree will carry that much further post-graduation because it does have that dual accreditation. So it, and when you're applying for jobs, they'll see, oh, wow, you have been studying abroad. Everything like that. So it just gives you a little bit more options. And then you can also use that if you choose to stay in Ireland or Europe or anything like that. And then the other thing is that it gives you a chance as a student to pick the path that best suits you. And I say that, I mean, because we have both accreditation, through the Irish accreditation, we can offer you a 3-year undergrad track. So you just apply to your degree and you don't take any other courses outside of that. And then through the Middle States accreditation, it's more standard to like an American 4-year undergrad track. So you're taking those general election courses. So you're taking the courses under your degree, but also some extras. So it just gives you a chance as a student to look at how you learn, what classes you enjoy taking, and you're able to make your decision after that. So we are a very small school, but we are small by design because it allows our lectures to be extremely small and interactive. They're typically less than 20 students, but I would say I've seen them anywhere from like 5 to 12 that small. But this is really exciting for us because it allows for an extremely interactive experience within the classroom. There's tons of discussion and debate. It's not just the professor, speaking at you. Everyone gets to bring in their own perspective, and it's very lively, and there's different forms of media being used. So it definitely does not get boring. So Dublin is your campus. We really want to encourage you to take advantage of the great city. We want you to be able to learn things in the classroom and then go out into the city and be able to connect those things and kind of have that full circle aha moment. As I said, Dublin definitely has that community intimate feel, but it definitely is becoming more metropolitan and lively, thinking about post-grad and potential career opportunities. A lot of big name companies actually have offices and European headquarters in Dublin, like Google, Apple, LinkedIn, Twitter, Airbnb, just to name a few. So Dublin, as a city, it really offers a lot for the residents that live there. So briefly, I want to talk about our administration, like the size of our school and class. It's small by design. We definitely operate under an open door policy. So all of our students are encouraged to drop by and get to know the staff. We really want to help our students as much as possible. And to do that, we want to have those open conversations so we can do as much as we can to help you in any way. So these are the programs we offer. That 3-year bachelor track I was telling you about in international business and liberal arts, and then the 4-year BA in international business, hospitality management, event management, liberal arts, and then a 4-year BFA in musical theater, performance, and creative writing. So though we are small, we do welcome applicants from every corner of the globe. We are very diverse for our size. And because of that, our application process is aimed at gathering more of a holistic view of the applicant. We really want to get to know you. So minimum 2.0, verified by transcript, and then a personal statement. And this is where you will be able to really tell us about you, what you're interested in, what you're passionate about. So this is our opportunity to really get to know you. We have been test optional and we will continue to do so. So if you want to include your test scores, you're more than welcome to, but it is optional. For non-European students right now, we are €9,000 exchange rate, I believe that's around like 10,300. And then our BFA is just a little more because there's more material in different locations that you have classes. We do operate under rolling admission. So as you apply, you will get an answer within 2 weeks. Again, my name is Sarah Healy. I am the admissions counselor, and it was great speaking with all of you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next up we have Illinois Wesleyan University.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Milton Berwin. I'm with Illinois Wesleyan University. We are a smaller private liberal arts school in middle of Illinois. We're approximately 2 hours south of Chicago, 3 hours north of St. Louis. Our average average class size is roughly 16 to 1. Lab size range somewhere in about 13 to 1 in that range. We have 12 residential halls. We sit on about 82 acres in Bloomington, Illinois. The reason I bring this up on the other side of the street, or basically out the admissions window, is Normal, Illinois. The reason I bring this, Illinois State is located over there. We have about 1,700 students. They have about 1,200 students, or I'm sorry, 22,000 students. It's a great little college town, tons of things to do. We have over 120 different organizations. We have 24 different sports on campus. We're NCAA Division III. We do have, in regards to admissions, early action similar to Hofstra, November 15th through, if everything's in by November 15th, we will let you know by December 15th what your admission status is. In addition to that, we do go to a rolling admissions policy after that, and I'll simply leave it at that. Our average ACT, we are a selective campus, runs about an ACT of about 26, grade point of about 3.75. Our SAT average, I believe, is about 1120. We do have the #1 job placement in Illinois. We rank 7th in the nation. We don't dabble in graduate or doctorate or online or accelerated this or that. We do one thing, we do it very well, and it's a well-rounded liberal arts student. You guys are very well mentored, molded, advised. Things, if you're looking at strong programs for us, if you're looking to go on to medical school, you want to check into other schools what the placement ratio is to get into medical school. We've had 100% placement the last 2 years back to back. In regards to other unique programs for us, we have a musical theater, a BFA in theater, and a BA in theater, as well as some music programs. I'll share that with our website on the chat. Other unique programs, environmental sciences, our business school is probably our largest school on campus as well. We currently have 142 academic All-Americans, which ranks us in the top 25 in the nation out of all the NCAA division schools. 87% of our students will return for their sophomore year. So our retention from freshman to sophomore year is very solid. 93% of our students will graduate in 4 years. Regards to our job placement, most of our students will have a couple offers on the table by the time they get done. So I'm getting a little bit lost. I apologize. In regards to a number of lectures, there's a lot more lectures part of it, but there's a lot more dialogue to our class schedule versus what I would refer to as larger schools having 150 in a class or lecture hall. You might have 20 at one time, 25 tops, but most of the time it's around 15. Being a smaller campus, we do look at the application process and a holistic review. We have gone test optional since COVID. An ACT or SAT is not required, but there is a interview you'll need to go through with whatever counselor your application falls into, and it breaks down into territories. So myself, I would set up a Zoom meeting and we go through 7 questions, nothing necessarily right or wrong, more or less common sense. But we always can go back and depending on what your major is and what you're looking to go into, some of the programs will be a little bit more competitive than others. If you have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and leave my information on the chat line, phone number, address, all that good stuff. Feel free to get back with me anytime and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Butler University is next.
Righty. Welcome everyone, and I'm gonna get this set up here. This is Butler University. My name is Jerome DeWicki. I'm the director of admission at Butler. I work with all the students in the Carolinas. So for the most part, read your applications, make the admission decisions. We'll work with you through the entire process. And this is a shot of campus. We are located about 5 miles north of downtown Indianapolis, a residential area called the Butler Tarkington neighborhood. And it's a very quiet spot. When you're on campus, you don't really know you're in the city. Likewise, you can be a couple blocks from campus and not even really know that that you are in the city, or that the campus is there. So yeah, really great campus. Again, you've been inundated with lots of stats and facts and figures. I won't kind of go too deeply into all that. We are considered the #1 university, regional university in the US, according to US News World Report. Rankings are fun and they're good to look at, but actually I'm gonna try to go back here. Hold on a second. There we go. And they're fun to kind of pay attention to, but really what's behind the rankings is what's most important. We're rated really well with our study abroad programs, with our student to faculty interaction, our first year experience. All those things are what kind of build into that ranking. We're about 4,500 students, a primarily undergraduate institution. We I kind of say it's too big to be small, too small to be big. You're going to walk across campus, you're going to know some people, but you'll also see some people that you don't know. So it's really kind of what you make of it in terms of the size. We have about 65 different majors in 6 different colleges. At the outset, I would really recommend, really for our school and any of the schools on this, go out to the website and check out departmental websites. They are a great source of information. You can typically look at a curriculum, look at the faculty, what are they researching, where are students being placed into internships and professional positions. Are great resources of information, and I would say definitely check those out if you're interested in a particular area of study. But our 6 colleges include the College of Communication, journalism, sports media, those types of things, College of Education, liberal arts and sciences, which includes natural sciences, humanities, social sciences. We have an engineering program that we partner with Purdue University on. Our College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, one of our toughest to get into, includes a 6-year pharmacy program, as well as 4-year degrees in health sciences and healthcare and business. Our Lacey School of Business, all the typical programs that you would find in business programs. And then our Jordan College of Arts, which includes art plus design, theater, music, and one of the top ballet programs in the country. If you are undecided, as many students are, we have a large number of students come in each year into what we call exploratory studies. There's a class all the students take. It's a credit-bearing class where we do a lot of career exploration exercises, skills assessment, and you can take all the way into your 2nd year before you determine your major and not get behind. Very easy to double major at Butler. It's very common for students to have a major and 2 minors, or a major and 3 minors, or 2 majors and a minor. This is very, very easy to do across all 6 colleges with very few exceptions. We have great student organizations, all the typical things that you would typically expect. Division I sports, you get into all of the athletic events for free. Basketball obviously is a big deal for us, but soccer, football, all of them, you're able to get in for free with your student ID. I mentioned study abroad before. We have programs in about 200 different places in about 60 different countries. Many of those programs are ones that we built ourselves, one-on-one direct exchanges, where you get to retain 100% of your scholarships and financial aid. I mentioned Indianapolis. It's kind of one of our big selling points. It's a great city. There's a ton to do socially, a ton to do culturally, great sports teams, a lot of emphasis on amateur athletics, the motor speedway. Again, a lot to do socially and culturally, but the biggest thing for us is the professional opportunities, being able to do internships, 4 or 5 miles away, a 10-minute drive to be at a Fortune 500 company or a major pharmaceutical company. These are things that we value pretty highly, and our students are able to do that and build that into their programs. In terms of the application process and being admitted, November 1st is our early action deadline. 70 to 80% of our students will hit that deadline. All the different scholarship opportunities, the honors program eligibility, all that is tied to the November 1 date. And we will release decisions beginning in October, the end of October, and all of them will be out by mid-December. If you are in a binding admission program at another school, we do have a regular decision deadline where you're still going to be highly competitive for admission and for the main scholarship program. Some of the application-based scholarships will go by the wayside with that February 1 deadline. little look at our academic profile. Typically, students fall into that middle 50% of a 3.6 to about a 4.2, 27 to 31 ACT, and about 1200 to 1340, 1350 on the SAT. The application process itself, there's a ton of context that I'm looking at when I'm looking at your application. Either the common application or the Butler application is accepted. There's no application fee at this point. There's writing sample essay requirement. Again, any of the prompts on either of those applications are fine. My advice is to write well, write what you want to write. Don't try to write the perfect essay. They don't exist. And some of the worst essays I read every year are the ones where students are maybe trying a little bit too hard. Speak from the heart and you'll be just fine. Your transcript, your secondary school report, we're going to be looking at the context of your school, the courses that you're taking, your grade trends, all of those things and how they fit into what you want to study at Butler. We have gone test optional. So ACT and SAT scores are optional. It's entirely up to you. You're going to be the best judge of whether those are reflective of your abilities or not. And then optional letters of recommendation. The vast majority of our students do submit letters of recommendation. My advice on that is always to have a recommender that can tell us something new and interesting that we can't get from the rest of your application. It's always great when we get ones from teachers that say, oh, this student is a great student in my biology class, and that's fine. But we probably already picked that up from the rest of your application as we do such a close read of your application. So anything that gets us a little bit outside of those boundaries is always very welcome. And again, all of these things are part of the application process. And again, happy to answer any questions that you have in the chat, or if you want to follow up with me afterwards, and I will drop my contact information in the chat for you. Hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks so much. Alrighty, the University of Roehampton, you are up next.
All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Hello, everyone. Apologies if it gets loud. I am in an airport right now between flights, so I deeply apologize. So my name is Haley, and I represent the University of Roehampton in London in the UK. So we will jump right in here. So some of my favorite things about the University of Roehampton, we are 180 years old this year, and we are one of the oldest universities in the UK, with our Whitelands College being 180 years old this year. And we are also one of the first UK universities to admit women, which is wonderful. And we are currently ranked 5th among London universities for overall student satisfaction. We have approximately 9,000 students, I believe a little bit more now with the September intake in full swing on campus. And of those over 9,000 students, 146 nationalities represented. And 20% of our students are overseas students, which would include our students coming from the US. Now on this page, you can see a map of central London, which is the cluster of buildings all together. And the green building down below is where University of Roehampton is, located in southwest London on a beautiful traditional parkland campus. So we are located right between Wimbledon as well as Royal Richmond Park. And it is a very quick commute into central London, which really gives our students best of both worlds, because of course they have everything that a traditional campus has to offer, but also everything that London has to offer. And then just on this, you can see more of like a digital version of what our beautiful campus looks like. 3 of our 4 historical colleges are shown on this, with our Whitelands College being a little bit ways to the left, about like a 10-minute walk from the rest of campus. And that, the Whitelands College, is the part of campus that overlooks Royal Richmond Park. And here is a list of our undergraduate course offerings. Just a friendly reminder for those that don't know, a bachelor's degrees in the UK are only 3 years in length. So you would be saving a whole entire year of your time in school, as well as funding for school. And they are fully accredited, globally recognized degrees. It's just that in the UK, they're 3 years long typically instead of 4. As you can see, across our 6 departments, we have programs under the School of Arts, Business and Law, Education, Life and Health Sciences, Psychology, and Humanities and Social Sciences. And then a little bit about our entry requirements. We typically look for between a 2.8 and a 3.0 on your high school transcripts when applying to undergrad. And we are test optional, but of course we always say it can only ever help you, never hurt you. So if you've got an amazing test score, please always do feel free to submit those. And of course, some of our programs like our life sciences and our English and creative writing programs do require additional entry requirements, as well as our dance programs, which of course require an audition, either in person or via video. And then in terms of how to apply, we are on the UCAS application, which for US students can be compared to the Common App, but you can apply to up to 5 universities in the UK on UCAS. We also have our own free application on our website, which I always recommend for US students to just apply directly for free. And of course, we're going to look for those basic entry requirements, just like most schools. One thing that I will note is that we have rolling admissions, which of course is very helpful to know. So no hard deadlines typically, but of course, the earlier you apply, the better. And then of course, for that personal statement, rather than writing about like an achievement or something that you've overcome, we're more so looking for something like why this university, why this program, and how will this benefit your future? So our essays or personal statements, as we call them, are more goal-oriented usually. And then a little bit about tuition. Our international students pay £13,474 per year. In US dollars, that's about $18,438. Of course, depending on the currency exchange rate. And so a rough estimated overall cost for studying at Roehampton per one academic year would be about $35,000 US. Of course, that depends on your lifestyle. And just again, friendly reminder that you would multiply that by 3 years instead of 4 years. So you're already saving a lot of money. And we have tons of scholarships available, and we are on FAFSA. So you can utilize US federal loans to study with us. And then just to quickly note, we are a top ranking research university in the UK, with 66% of the research on campus being considered internationally excellent or world leading. And we have wonderful accommodations on campus, and they are all single bedroom. So I know that's a huge selling point for US students to come study in the UK. It's not that it costs more, it's actually quite affordable, and they're quite lovely accommodations on campus. However, everyone does get their own bedroom no matter what year you are in school. And then in terms of college life, of course, with our traditional Parkland campus in Southwest London, you'll have everything that a traditional campus has to offer and then some, including tons of competitive sports, as well as sports if you are a beginner in the sport and haven't previously played. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone. And then we are also officially the university partner of the premier football club, Crystal Palace, which is very cool. We're sort of like the real life Ted Lasso in a way, since we're right beside Richmond. So if you're a fan of that show, pretty cool. But yeah, for men interested in playing football, UK football, you can try out to be on our study play team with Crystal Palace. And that brings me to the end there with just a few more pictures of our beautiful Parkland campus. Thank you all so much for your time, and I appreciate you attending today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. At this point, we have heard from all of our presenters, so I'm going to invite everyone back onto screen. All right, and I'm going to share mine. Okay, so we're going to do a round robin activity, kind of a question and answer. So you can hear individually from each of the presenters once more. So what advice would you give someone going through the search process? I'm going to start with Hofstra.
Thank you. I would give you the advice to build relationships with your admission counselor, the person who is the primary reader for your region. And I hope that you will have fun with this journey. Take it all in. The best way to get to know a school is really to hear what its students have to say. So be open to that, seek out the students and seek out your admission counselor, build those relationships, and have a great time enjoying the journey.
Thank you so much. Nova, Southeastern University.
I would say definitely do your research. Start, making an action plan of what you want and, what schools are going to be able to accommodate you, and also just, see the school, see it for yourself and kind of get a feel for what it is that you want.
Absolutely. Thank you. American College Dublin.
This process can seem pretty overwhelming at times. There's a lot of options, as you can see tonight with all these great schools here. So reach out to us. We're here to help. No question is a bad question. So don't be afraid to contact us. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Thank you. Illinois Wesleyan University, do you want to take a stab at it?
Yes. The one thing I guess that I see my students running into is running out of time. So I do push to get more involved with your college search, really your junior year. If you can visit 4 or 5 schools that junior year, hopefully you have it narrowed down to 2 or 3 schools by the time your senior year rolls around. Your senior year rolls around, and all of a sudden with all your events your senior year, you don't have a lot of time to visit. So if you can get up and visit, maybe look at doing an overnight your senior year, at least you have it narrowed down to a couple of schools, because it just it can be a little anxiety here and there, but if you have it narrowed down a little bit sooner than later, it does help.
Absolutely. Thank you. Butler University, what advice do you have?
Yeah, I would echo a lot of what's been said. Mostly, again, pay attention to the deadlines, but relax, take a deep breath. And it's great if you have some schools that you are absolutely in love with. Find some schools that you really, really like as well. They're all going to be good, good destinations. And even if you don't get into that top 1 or 2 or 3 dream schools, the other options are no slouches. They're all lots of really good options. So play the field as much as you can.
Absolutely. Thank you. And the University of Roehampton.
Just to echo what a lot of my fellow colleagues here today have said, just do your research and don't be afraid to ask questions. There are so many of us who work in these roles, and we are here to answer any questions you have. And also feel free to get in touch with current students. A lot of us have student ambassadors that work in our admissions offices, or have platforms like Unibuddy, where you can speak with a current student and really get a feel for their experience firsthand.
Absolutely. Thank you. Alrighty. So with that, I am going to wrap things up here. So thank you. A big thank you to our presenters for taking time out of your day to be here with us today. And thank you to our participants for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions if you're interested. You'll be able to find the sessions recording as well as all the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Carolinas. And that is the end of our evening. Thank you so much for being here.